Let's recap. What we have seen is we have defined life and we understand that life needs maintenance. And that happens through nutrition, that is consumption of things and converting them to energy and material that we need. So two ways that happens. One is autotrophs, wherein we have organism which converts from inorganic to organic material. That is a form that helps them survive. And an example is plant and so on and so forth. Now we're looking at ones which are, yes, that we need to define and understand. So here you need to define and here you figure out the classification. So take a second, pause, have a look. Yes, how do you define heterotrophs? The one which converts organic material to form that helps them survive. So here the initial source is organic, not inorganic. So how do heterotrophs, how can we classify them? Well, there are heterotrophs which uses a surrounding and directly consume the nutrition. For example, here in this diagram, we have euglena, which does that. We have paramecium as well doing that, and amoeba and all of that, which basically directly consumes the nutrition. So this is direct consumption of nutrition from the surrounding. While we are there who do this in stepwise. We consume, then we break it down, and then we absorb. So there are two ways. It's not okay. It need not be direct per se, but we can tell this direct from the surrounding. This is whole lot of steps. This is more complex. Is further classification this using based on the strategy. How does this breakdown happen per se? So there are three ways that happens. So pause and have a look. How can the breakdown happen? The breakdown can happen in three different ways. One is externally, that is outside the body. One is this is a room and room relates to internal. And the third one is to take someone else's nutrition which is already gone through the breakdown and absorption and everything. So basically it's ready. It's like stealing from someone. For example, let me make it a lot more clear. When it comes to A, we have yeast, for example. It does something with the food that is given to it and then absorbs. Fungus does that. Your bread and mold and all of that, right? Bread mold, that is. Okay, that's an example of external. Internal has to do with us. And the third category, that is your parasites. For example, ticks. Then we have your leech, worms, and so on and so forth. Okay, actually, I should have let you guys guess that. But let's look at the notes now. Anyways, that is done. So we are in, okay, it's here, heterotrophs. So let's define it. Heterotrophs obtain their energy and carbon from organic source, meaning meaning they consume organic material. So how do the heterotrophs obtain their nutrition? There are two ways. So one is single celled heterotrophs. They absorb nutrition directly from the environment. While multicellular heterotrophs, they break it down within their body and then the absorption takes place. So what are the main nutrition strategy? One is external breakdown. The breakdown can happen outside. For example, fungi releases enzyme to break down food outside the body. So that happens, then they consume. While us, we consume it directly. We let the digestion happen within us. And parasites, they pretty much, after going through all of this process, end of it, they come in the middle. Before our body absorbs, they absorb it. That is your parasites. So what is external breakdown in the context of nutrition? So food is broken down outside the organism's body, right? An example is your bread mold, yeast, and mushrooms. Internal breakdown, so different from external breakdown. The internal breakdown, the organism takes in the whole food and the digestion happens internally. The digestion depends on the body's design and functionality. Example of concept of parasite is derive nutrition from the host without killing them, right? For example, you have your ticks, you have your tapeworms doing that. Is it not? I'm sure you guys, you can ask your parents, they will know, they'll tell some story for most of you about tapeworms, you know, that you guys would have gone through. So this is how you can remember about heterotrophs, that they depend on organism and they can consume things directly from the surrounding, or that can breakdown can happen within our body itself.